course, I never experienced any injury. It was just the greatest adventure of my life. I just have some positive memories about, even though I know that a lot of tragedies occurred to
Right.
people.
Yeah, and just one more question. Well, I have two more. What did you teach in school? What grades did you teach?
Well, I started out as an elementary school teacher in the Detroit Public Schools, teaching literature, grades 1 through 6. Then I went to the junior high schools. I taught English.
Okay.
And then later I went up the ladder. I became a counselor, became a department head, became an assistant principal, and I became a principal of one of the large Detroit public schools, Pershing High School.
Oh, okay.
And then I was there at Pershing during the riots in Detroit from 65 through 68, so it was 1967. It was a very stressful time. At that time I had completed 25 years of service, and I was eligible for deferred retirement benefits. So I resigned from the Detroit Public Schools, and I went out to a suburb, Livonia, Michigan. And I was hired as a principal of the Bentley High School in Livonia, where I worked for 11 years. And then later I was transferred to the Franklin High School, where I was principal for 7 years. So I was principal of a high school for about 23 years.
Oh, okay.
And after I retired in 1986, I got a part-time job with the University of Michigan as an accreditation consultant, and I went out to visit high schools throughout the state to write up evaluations of their performance.
Sure. Okay. One last question. You might have touched base on this already, but I mean, were there any life lessons that you learned from your military service?
Well, one thing I knew as a bombardier, that we, as a crew, we had to depend upon each other, and we had to trust each other. We had to trust the navigator. We're flying over the ocean. It's a huge body of water, and we just prayed that his calculations were accurate. And we had to learn to depend upon each other and trust each other. And I think even I mentioned in my account that after the war, our planes were used to ferry prisoners of war back to medical facilities. One of our squadrons, one of our planes that was engaged in this procedure got lost in weather, because weather was a scary factor, and we never heard from them again. They went down, and we never found them. I went out on a search mission with another crew looking for them, but you fly over this huge ocean, and every white cap looks like somebody waving his arms at you, you know. But so there are a lot of things that happen in training, a lot of near potential dangerous occurrences. Once on a practice bombing mission in California, our plane landed and